Hi, everyone. Today I wanted to talk about um, company wellness programs. And specifically, what I want to do is discuss the pros and cons of these types of programs and why, for many of us, they just don't seem to be enough. So, when I say company wellness programs, what I'm talking about is sometimes corporate might offer something like a yoga class, or they may have meditation rooms set up, or sometimes they may even do like retreats to the park. They're nice, it gives us a chance to step away from work, and they are nice and they can be very beneficial, but do they really address the deeper needs that we have as employees? So let's get into the pros and cons of company wellness programs. But before I do that, let me introduce myself. My name is Atia and I am a meditation coach. My mission is to help Black women over 40 cultivate and sustain a meaningful meditation routine to help manage stress, find peace, and reclaim their power. So, the pros and cons of company wellness programs. I'll start with the positives. So, let's see some of the positives of having a company wellness program or attending these company wellness programs could be they can offer a break, and a lot of us, it could be a much needed break to reconnect with yourself and get centered. They also help introduce practices that we probably normally wouldn't try on our own, such as yoga or meditation. A lot of times we may have in mind that we want to do these practices, but we don't know where to start. And having a wellness program at work could actually get you jump started into that practice. So that's a positive. Those are positives. Both of those could be positive. But let's think about it. While these programs are helpful at the time, um, do they really go deep enough for us? Um, they, to me, just don't make a lasting change. Like I said, we can start these, it can give us the how to's with certain things like yoga or meditation, but it doesn't really get to our core needs as employees. So with that, I'll go into the cons of having these types of programs. So I feel like the problem lies where these programs are usually just one, maybe an hour, maybe 45 minutes at tops, because most of us only get an hour for lunch or to take a break. And you got to get to the meditation room, or you have to set up for the yoga class, and that's taken away from the time that you would actually spend getting centered or reconnecting with yourself. So, you might get a peaceful retreat for a day, um, or that short meditation. You might get a meditation, but once it's over, you have to go back to the desk, back to the emails, back to the constant phone calls. I know when I was working, I was getting phone calls all day. Um, and I mean, it could you do the meditation or you take the yoga class and you do feel calm. A lot of times it helps you get through the day, but it's kind of like you're expected to go back to the overwhelm. So it's not really addressing the main issue. What I found when I did these things when I was working is that no matter how peaceful the retreat or the meditation was or the yoga class, I only did a yoga class one time at work. Um, when I went back to work, the stress didn't stay behind. It came with me. So it just didn't, it didn't, it did alleviate the stress for a little while, but it didn't have a lasting effect because a lot of times too, they would do it like twice a week. So that, let's say Monday and Wednesday, they would have something. Or a lot of times you would get too busy and you can't even make it to the yoga class or the meditation room. So this is why it's important to start your own meditation routine. So it's, you need something that's going to be more consistent and something that's personal to you, something that you you have something to go to, as opposed to, let me see if I can get to this meditation room, or if I can get to this yoga class while I'm at work, and then have to run right back to your desk and, deal with the overwhelm again. When you have your own consistent personal practice, you know that this is for you. And over time, you'll start to see that a consistent practice will give you the calm and relieve the stress, and just help you get centered again. So while it's good to actually step away from, your desk, walk around, go to the park, do a walking meditation, do some breath exercises, just to kind of regain your calm throughout the day. Sad to say, many of us a lot of times can't rely on a scheduled break just to maintain our peace. A lot of times we need something more consistent and accessible. Like I said, something that is yours. So this is when I realized that meditation was actually a game changer for me, because sorry, I had this far away. I realized it was a game changer for me, um, because it wasn't a quick fix. It wasn't, while I did do meditations during lunch or when I had a break, or I would try to weave in like a 15-minute break to do a meditation, it still wasn't a quick fix, because I knew that I had started a consistent routine. And when I got home, I would also set aside time to meditate, like before I went to bed or what have you. And how did I do this? I actually put on my phone a timer or an alarm to let me know, hey, it's 9:45, 10 o'clock, set aside 15 minutes to do a meditation. And this is something that actually worked for me over time. And this is actually why I teach meditation. I believe that you should not have to wait for your company to say it's okay to take a lunch break and go meditate, or have a retreat, or do yoga. A lot of times when I did do this, I felt like I was rushing through it. I never really felt like I was going to be fully at peace while doing it, again, until I started to cultivate my own practice and, just do it on my own. So I knew that I didn't have to rely on Wednesday's yoga class at work to actually find peace. So I say all of this just to say that I feel like you deserve peace that lasts a lot longer than just a quick moment, you know, at work. Again, I'm not bashing the wellness programs, and I think that you can get what you can out of it. But I still feel like it's important to have your own meditation routine that you can come home to or do before work, to kind of feel how you evolve over time, with just feeling grounded and calm. So I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Let me know if you've ever done these company wellness programs and what type of programs did they offer and how did you feel? How did you feel after you took the program? Was it a lasting effect? Did it did it start did it jumpstart you on your own practice? Just leave a comment below and let me know. And thank you. Have a good day. Oh, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.